welcome to Stephanie Uncensored, and this is the mature talk for the month. As I said before, moving the camera. As I said before in my previous one, my TBR, I think it was, or maybe it was my last mature talk, but this month I was concentrated on interracial relationships in the books, or the books that I read, romances and things like that. So most of the books that I read over the last 3 weeks or so have been concentrated on black females, white males. I said that the wrong way, but still. But those are the couples. And I have found that there are so many books out there of that, and I will list all of the ones that I read and their ratings that I gave them down below in the description. I'll also put a link to all of my book reviews for each of the individual books. And yeah, so let's get to talking about them, because I did find that a lot of the books that I read, and this is such a small, a small section of the ones that I've, have collected on my Kindle, because a lot of them are like 99 cents or free, and I just can't help one click in that. That's just like totally me. Click, 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 click. One click. If it's 99 cents, I'm buying it. So yeah. And over like 150 pages. Caveat there. Yeah. I don't do short stories for 99 cents. But yeah, I found that a lot of them I haven't found any that really cover the interracial aspect of it, dealing with, the differences between black families and white families, or how they interact, or if they, if there's going to be conflict or anything like that. I haven't found any books like that. They mention that the, main female character is black, and they mention that the main male character is white, but they don't really, give any conflict. So, I guess that's a good thing, because in this day and age, I really appreciate that, because there shouldn't be any difference in, black families and white families, or them accepting each other, because, I'm black, my husband is white, and we have a mixed kid. So I loved that, there wasn't really that, oh, we don't accept her because she's black, or, superly overly described, love scenes where it's like, oh, her chocolate lumps and, caramel hips, or his milky white skin. So that was great. That was lovely. I did appreciate that. But for the most part, yeah, I don't know if maybe it's the authors that I didn't find any that just really knocked my socks off. So, the first one that I read was Falling for Her Bodyguard by Stacy Pound. And as you'll see in my pretty quick, I want to say, little review, which I'll link, yeah, it totally felt like a ripoff. Well, I shouldn't say ripoff, a copy of the story or the movie The Bodyguard. Yeah, completely. And I found so many flaws in that, and it just kind of made me not connect with the book as well. And there wasn't really very much talk about the fact that she was a black singer and he was a white bodyguard, but hey, that's how that goes. Then the next book was Dangerous Hearts by Mia Caldwell, and that book was a twofer book. I got two books in one, and I was really kind of upset that it was a twofer book, but in the end it was like, okay, I thought I'm hitting like the 60% mark and the story ends. I was like, how is that supposed to happen? And then I get this next book. Hey, look at this book as well. This one's for free, so here's another story. So I went ahead and read it and was like, okay, yeah, I got 2 books for one. And that second book was What Happens in Vegas, also by Mia Caldwell. So both of those books were pretty good. The premises behind those stories, you know, were interesting. Dangerous Hearts does not fit for the story, if I remember correctly. Look back. There's my notes on that one. Oh, both of them were short stories, so yeah, didn't really. But I did give them both 3.5 stars. So, then we have Baby Buddies. Yeah. So that pretty much tells you right there that yeah, they're gonna have a baby and they're buddies. And that book was by Tasha Blue. There were so many things wrong with that one. I gave it 3 stars, and you can check out that review. I won't even get into it. Then we have Reality and Romance by Erica A. Davis. And that was like the first book that I was like, okay, all right, I can understand this book for the genre and, you know, the whole interracial thing. The guy was a reality star and bumps into this chick. She was on the nerdy side and she didn't seem very typical, you know, black female, which was lovely. And I enjoyed the story. So that one was pretty good. Then we went with, the next one was Infiltration by Mia Newberry. And I wanted to love this book, but I just wasn't feeling it. Because the whole premise of the book was awesome, but it didn't allow for a connection. It was just like, they're here, now they're in love, now they're off together, and bam, then it was like over. Once again, stopping at like 80%, which was a common theme that I saw in all these books, was that on my Kindle, I'm reading, then all of a sudden, oh, the end. What? At 80% or 85%. I'm like, hello? Can I have my extra 20%? My extra 15%? I didn't read this book. I didn't buy this book so that I could get snippets of another author's book. I didn't buy this book to get, you know, other authors' material. I want to read your story, and if your story isn't 100 plus pages, then I probably wouldn't buy you, but, you know, don't trick me into doing it, which is exactly what I felt about that. Then we have The Cowboy's Secret Baby by Monica Castle. And that one was pretty good. It was very interesting. I liked the setup of it. And that one did have the tension in between, you know, the white family and the black family. And it was an intern in little rural, you know, Wyoming. Really? There's black people? There's black people in Wyoming? I guess so, because this book was set there. And it was pretty good. So I enjoyed that. Then we have The Love Ranch by Violet Jackson. Another one that was really good. She's moving away from New York to get away from her husband that's abusive. And when she gets to this small sort of town, you know, she follows her passion and ends up, you know, hooking up with the cowboy that happens to be the boss. So that was pretty good. And they did sort of touch on some racial tension, but not overly in any way, and it was just a good amount of it. And then the last book, I didn't even think. I was like, are these people in this book, are these characters black and white? Because, yeah, I wasn't feeling it. Not at all did they mention that they were black and white, that I remember. And that one was called The Forgotten Love by Cher. Etan, yeah. And yeah, so the story starts off in the now, and then it completely jumps back into the future, and you get this lifelong kind of story, or lifetime story, about, you know, what they went through and how they were together and things like that. And I totally didn't like that they were, you know, childhood friends And the way they treated each other was absolutely horrible until the twist came, and then they sort of figured out how to be in a relationship. So it was like, what? How is that? I'm not understanding. So personally, I think that the chapter 1 should have been a prologue and not chapter 1. Other than that, those are the books that I read for this mature discussion. And as I said, all their links and reviews will be, down below. You can check them out if you like. I will be doing this topic again, maybe not as a mature talk, but as a, one of my TBRs for next year. Spending a whole month reading interracial books, or interracial relationships as books, in books. So that was fun. I did enjoy that. Back on to, I guess, why it works or why it doesn't work. I couldn't tell you. I know I have my feelings on it, and those feelings are that everyone should be open, and it shouldn't matter if it's a black family, a white family, an Asian family, whatever skin color, it doesn't really matter. A lot of the times I find in books, I imagine someone completely different. And I kind of did enjoy that about all these books, that they didn't get super descriptive about, well, she's a skinny, 5'5", curvaceous, or, here's her measurements with kinky brown hair or long blonde hair. And, that was actually kind of nice, because then I can make a picture in my own head and use my imagination. And I did enjoy that. So, yeah, I will be doing this topic again. And we will see you guys in a while, after I think of what my next mature talk topic will be. So, we'll let you guys go for this week. We'll talk to you soon. Bye!